Okay, guys, I promised you yesterday that I would start reading this book again, so that's what we're going to do. We were on chapter 26. Chapter 26. Before we start, a quick review or a quick reminder of what had happened in our book so far. So our main character, Maniac Magee, had been living with the family on the west side. The girl with the books, remember her? Gosh, what was her name? Amanda, that's right. Was living with Amanda because he was an orphan. His parents were killed when he was little. That didn't go well. Everyone was treating Amanda and her family really, really poorly. Remember the graffiti that was written on the side of the house after he had undone the knot at the pizza place, the Cobb's knot, I don't remember what it was called, but there was the special knot that he was finally able to undo that no one had been able to do. And he won a large pizza, a free large pizza every day for a year. And then when he finally got home, someone had ripped up Amanda's book, the encyclopedia, all sorts of horrible stuff. So he left their family and went back to live in the zoo. And he was found by the old guy named Grayson. Grayson was the old guy. Turns out he was a pitcher for a baseball team a long time ago, early on in his life. We read that little part where Grayson told Maniac Magee all about his time playing baseball, all sorts of stuff. Excuse me. So we're going to pick up our story with Jeffrey and Grayson, and they're still in the back of the band shell. It's kind of where Jeffrey's set up shop. So here we go, chapter 26. It was impossible to listen to such stories empty-handed. As soon as Grayson started one, Maniac would reach into one of the equipment bags and pull out a baseball or a bat or a catcher's mitt. Sniffing the scuffed horsehide aroma of the ball, rippling the fingertips over the red stitching. It's hard to say how these things can make the listening better, but they do. And for Maniac, they did. And of course, as happens with baseball, one thing led to another, and pretty soon the two of them were tossing a ball back and forth. And then they were outside, where their throws could be longer, where you could play pepper on the outfield grass of the Legion field, the old man pitching, the kid tapping grounders, where you could shag fungos, the old man popping high flyers, the kid chasing them down. And now the stories were mixed with instruction, the grizzled, rickety coot showing the kid how to spray liners to the opposite field, how to get the jump on a long fly even before the batter hits it, how to throw the curveball, stiff, crooked fingers that grappled clumsily with crimpet wrappers curled naturally around the shape of a baseball. With a ball in his hand, the park handyman became a professor. As to the art of pitching, of course, the old man could show and tell, but he could no longer do. Except for one pitch, the only one left in his repertoire from the old days. He called it the stop ball, and it nearly drove Maniac goofy. The old man claimed he'd discovered the stop ball one day in the Texas League, and that he was long gone from baseball when he perfected it. Unlike most pitches, the stop ball involved no element of surprise. On the contrary, the old man would always announce it. "Okay," he'd call from the mound. "Here she comes. Now keep your eye on her, 'cause she's going to float on up there, and just about the time she's over the plate, she's going to stop. Now, nobody else ever hit it, so you don't go getting upset if you don't either. It's no shame to whiff on the stop ball." and then he'd throw it. Well, of course, Maniac knew that most, if not all, of that was blarney. And just to make sure, he watched the ball extra carefully. There sure didn't seem to be anything unusual about it, not at first anyway, but as the ball came closer, it did somehow seem to get more and more peculiar. And by the time it reached the plate, it might just as well have stopped, because Maniac never knew if he was swinging at the old man's pitch or at his speech. Whatever, in weeks of trying, he never hit it out of the infield. It was October. The trees rimming the outfield were flaunting their colors. The kid and the geezer baseballed their lunch times away, and the after-dinner times and weekends. And every night, as the old man left for his room at the Y, he would grouse, "You ought to go back to school." And one night the kid said, "I do." And that's how the old man found out what the kid was doing with his mornings. He had noticed the books before, rows and piles of them that kept growing. But with there being books, he didn't think much of it. Now the kid tells him, "You know the money you give me?" Each morning he gave the kid 50 cents or $1 to get him some crimpets. "Well, I take it up to the library. Right inside the door they have these books they're selling. Cases of them. Old books they don't want anymore. They only cost 5 or 10 cents a piece." He pointed to the piles. "I buy them." He showed them to the old man. Ancient, back-broken math books, flaking traveling books, warped spellers, mangled mysteries, biographies, music books, astronomy books, cookbooks. "What's the matter?" said the old man. "Can't you make up your mind on what kind you want?" The kid laughed. "I want them all." He threw his hands out. "I'm learning everything." He opened one of the books. "Look, geometry, triangles. Okay, isosceles triangles. These two legs, they look equal to you?" The old man squinted. He nodded. "Okay, but can you prove it?" The old man studied the triangle for a full minute. If I had a ruler, maybe." No ruler." The old man sighed. "Guess I give up." So, the kid proved it. Absolutely dead center proved it. 2 days later, while playing Pepper in the Legion infield, the old man said to the kid, "So, why don't you go ahead and teach me how to read?" So tomorrow, we'll do chapter 27. But I'm going to put that on a different video. So keep looking out. I'll try and do one of these at least one a day. If we have a really, really short chapter, I might combine them and do 2 a day. But for today, that's it. Hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you. Stay home. Stay safe. Stay healthy. We'll talk to you soon.